Hey guys, it's Andy. How was everyone's holidays? I hope you guys didn't get sick as much as me. So many family members were sick, I should have just stayed home and saved myself from a week of misery. What a fantastic way to start off the new year, am I right? Today we're going back in time to look at something that used to be very, very popular. Back in early 2016, Undertale. Now I'm not saying the plushies we're looking at today were made yesterday, but as we all know, toy companies are a bit slow on the hype train. Five Nights at Freddy's toys didn't even start coming out till like the 4th game. So yeah, it does seem a bit odd to be talking about Undertale again, but I found these neat plushies, so I'm going to anyway. Without any further ado, let's take a look at these things. The first thing you may notice is that we have two Sans, one of which decided to take his pants off for everyone. Now before we get too deep into this, I want to point something out. I did get these plushies for free to review from a website called GearBest. I ordered all the Undertale plushies they had, assuming they were all just ordinary rip-offs, but it turns out they're not. 4 of the 6 plushies have official-looking tags with the characters' names. These tags were shaped like hot dogs, and I had a hard time understanding why that would be. After having done a bit of research, I found that 4 of the plushies are reproductions of real plushies from a company called Fangamer. One obvious way of knowing they're rip-offs is by looking at the hot dog tag. Turns out each character was supposed to have a different food item for their tag. The hot dog was only supposed to be for Sans, and Fangamer only had 4 characters designed: Toriel, Sans, Temmie, and Papyrus. Meaning that Asriel and the wonky-looking Sans are all just unlicensed bootlegs. But I guess if origins don't matter to you, what you really need to know is that these are all just rip-offs. Let's take a look at these one at a time, starting with the better looking of the gang of misfits, the 4 rip-offs. Now we'll begin with the first character we meet when playing Undertale, Toriel. Now if I had to pick a favorite character from Undertale, it would definitely be Toriel. She's adorable and motherly, and feisty when she needs to be. But when it comes to my favorite plush, I don't think she wins. She looks pretty wonky to me, and even the licensed version looks off. Just as a refresher, here's an in-game picture of Toriel. Now the body of the plush really doesn't bother me. It looks perfectly fine. But when it comes to the face of the plush, it's always very particular, and getting something small off, like her eyes not aligning to her snout, really ruins the look. I feel like her face is way too wide, and they didn't account for that with her facial features. Her eyes are too small, and she doesn't even have eyebrows. Her horns are also pretty sad, and her ears just show even more how uncentered her eyes are. But as for her body, it looks really cute to me. I love how the shirt is a separate piece and can be removable. As a kid, I would have loved that fact and probably would have taken it off and made her more outfits. The quality of the plush altogether is surprisingly quite nice. She has very soft material and is stuffed quite well. It's definitely not comparable quality to those crappy FNAF plushies I reviewed recently. She's closer to Funko standards. So if it wasn't for her wonky face, I'd recommend this plush to any Toriel or Undertale fans. Aside from the fact that this one is a ripoff. Next up, Papyrus. Now this plushie looks fantastic. Seriously, this is really, really nice for a bootleg. Even comparing him to the official one, it's hard to spot many differences. Maybe his head is a bit misshapen, and the color's slightly different, but other than that, you could probably trick someone into thinking this is the real deal. And comparing him to Papyrus in-game, it's really hard to even find one thing wrong with him. All around, I have to say, this is a really great plushie. He's soft, well-made, and has a signature goofy grin. I couldn't have really asked for anything better. Now it's time to take a look at our first Sans of the group. Now this guy doesn't look half as good as Papyrus did, but he still looks pretty nice. Compared to the licensed plush, you can see more issues this time. The mouth is a bit off-centered, his chin looks extremely weird, and his clothing just looks more cheaply made. But that being said, he's still relatively nice for a bootleg. His pants and shirt are not removable, which is understandable, but his jacket is. And his jacket is really neat. It's got working pockets. His hoodie can go up or down, and it can even be tightened. I don't think I've ever seen a mini jacket like this work as well as this does. All it's really missing is a zipper. Sadly, his slippers look really strange though. I mean, just look at that. But at least it's not too noticeable. All around, this plushie is quite nice, just like the others. I'm really surprised at how good these have been. Next up, Temmie, with her goofy wink face. Temmie in-game has a really round head, but the shape on this one is hard to describe. She's got two seams here that make her look like she's got jowls. And it's difficult to understand what's going on with her hair. This plushie is just very odd. And similar to Toriel's horns, Temmie's ears have shrunk. There's something almost horrifying about staring at that face for too long. It's like a demonic Kirby sucking up your soul. Or just a winking cat dog thing. Temmie is a dog, right? Anyway, as for her body, it doesn't look too bad. The shirt seems to be removable, but it's extremely tight, so I'm just gonna leave it on. As for my overall opinion on this plushie, it's hard to say. The head has serious issues, but everything else seems fine? I guess this plushie is just... fine. And now it's time to take a look at the two oddballs of the group. The two bootleg plushies that were apparently inspired by other sources. Starting off with Asriel. First off, ouch. This poor little guy is a terrible eyesore. Oh man, this is just horrible. I'm not even sure if there is anything good here to point out. It seems to me that this plushie is inspired by the talented DeviantArt artist Nazigoreng. Anyway, as you can see, this plushie has really cute big anime-ish eyes that was very obviously copied by the company who made this. Along with this odd-looking fork-shaped tuft of fur that the bootleg company failed to make look good. Just looking at this plushie, it's apparent how little effort went into making this look right. It's just terrible. The material and stuffing is good quality per usual, but everything else is just horrible. I just don't even want to look at this guy anymore. Bye! And now for the last, and surely least, our second Sans, for whatever reason. Oh my word. There are so many things wrong here. I mean, what the heck even is that facial expression? Has he even ever made that face? No. And don't even get me started on those arms. Those aren't arms! Those are stubs! Stubs with hands attached to them! It's insane the creators of this thought this looks normal. Similar to the other Sans, his hoodie can be removed. And this time he has a zipper. But strangely, he doesn't have a shirt under his jacket. And as was seen earlier, his pants love to fall off. You know, if he went to my high school, he would have been sent to the principal, and would have been made to wear suspenders made of twine for the rest of the day. No joke, that used to happen. My teachers were bad A. As for his slippers, they are partially removable? Nah, I'm just kidding. But they are slightly better looking than the last Sans. Now I'll proceed to giving his sweater a purpose. And that's just about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We have a lot of really exciting merch to look at coming up, so look forward to it. If you guys love bearded dragons as much as me and want to stay updated on what's going on there, you can follow my Instagram, made specifically for them. They're kinda spoiled. It's at dapper.dragons. I also have an Instagram where I share YouTube related stuff, like my newly designed character, or sometimes sneak peeks at upcoming videos. I also now have a Discord server where you guys can hang out and talk about whatever floats your boat. Links in the description. And that's enough promotion garbage for one day. I hope you all have an awesome night. Bye guys!